Hey, what's up everybody? Just taking a look at the gold to silver ratio. So as you can see, the ratio over the last 60 days has plummeted 30 days. That meaning that the gold to silver ratio is now at about 86.8. It got up to 93, but then this happened. This is the US dollar currency index. So anyways, this thing has been skyrocketing up to 98.05, ahead of a very crucial Federal Reserve meeting. So we see, look, the dollar is at almost new highs, at least in this time frame. But we've seen gold and precious metals and silver actually go up a lot more than what you would think considering the currency. Again, I'm just going to look at my desk silver right now to remind me. You know, these are coins that I guess I kind of have a little bit of a sentimental thing about them, but I just keep them on my desk, and I want to remind myself that these the dollar I don't know why this has numbers on it. I was going to burn it. I don't know why I wrote that. I was bored one day and I just was like destroying dollar bills. And, you know, I think anybody in their right mind would not want to own this Federal Reserve note. It's basically a promissory note that it's like I owe you something, like, okay, in a couple of days I'll spend that and somebody will give me something in return. I don't know what it is, you know, and but that's the thinking most Americans have is, well, this thing's always going to hold its purchasing power, you know, but it's not going to happen. So it's now taking more of these, even though this is getting stronger against other currencies. The other currencies are just crap. You know, so you're comparing crap for crap, and there's no more value in this piece of paper. I would claim, you know, that it's going to revert back to its intrinsic value, which is the paper it's printed on. I mean, there's more $100 bills in existence than there are $1 bills. That's got to tell people that they're superficially limiting the supply of the lower notes. The higher notes are still in circulation, and they've increased. And now there's a war on cash, which they want to destroy the number of $100 bills in existence. So everything will just be a ledger based, you know, value, where you're trading digits for digits on a ledger, centralized ledger, you know, Fed coin or whatever that they want to call it. But we're getting so far away from, you know, from real money. It's just crazy. I mean, this Federal Reserve Ponzi scheme has been going on for, you know, since 1913, but it's been really with the destruction of the gold standard. There's no limit on the number of these that can be put into circulation, and that's what we saw during the financial crisis. We saw, you know, big institutions making a few bad loans to a few bad banks, and a couple, you know, some insolvencies that happened. We haven't really even solved much of the structural problems with stock market and other instruments, paper money. I mean, there's $13 trillion in negative interest rates, so that you have to pay them to store your money at the bank, or and in this instrument. Say it's a treasury bond or whatever. You're getting a negative interest rate, $13 trillion. So I mean, they're going to have to cut rates and increase more money supply with quantitative easing. There's going to be helicopter money. There's going to be, if the Democrats get their way, which Trump is going to be trying to be reelected, but if they get their way, they're going to increase the national debt way more than Trump. I mean, if you thought Trump was bad, wait till one of these liberal socialists. He had to rebuild a lot of shit that Obama didn't do correctly, and undo a lot of the what policies and different things. But wait until a Democrat socialist gets in office, and they do UBI, they do reparations, they do quantitative easing, quantitative, QE4, QE5, helicopter money. I mean, this stuff is unbelievable that anyone would want to position themselves into holding U.S. dollars as a safety, as a flight to safety, and as a wealth preservation tool. So keep stacking, and on any bounce in the gold to silver ratio, I would be stacking much more. Dollar cost averaging works well if you're on a fixed income, or you just want to buy a little bit of silver each month or each week, maybe. So with this drop in the gold to silver ratio, if it pops up, I would be, this is the time that you should really pay attention to what this ratio is doing. It got up to 93 gold to 93 ounces of silver, which was pretty insane. I mean, 93, and then that's a 60-day chart. So keep your eye on the Fed, keep your eye on silver, keep your eye on the dollar, keep your eye on gold, and we'll see what happens. Thanks a lot. Peace out.